Welcome back to our Sekiro 100% walkthrough series. In the previous episode we took out Genichiro at the top of Ashina Castle, and on this one we're going to be working our way through Senpou Temple. My name is Azzavhar or Azza. Now let's get into the video. So first of all we're going to talk to Kuro, who tells us a little bit about the story, what he wants to happen and stuff like that. Essentially what he's saying is that he wants to sever the immortality, he wants to sever that dragon's heritage, as he believes that the resurrection power is bad and it corrupts men, throws the land into chaos and stuff like that, so he wants to get that bad boy severed. He's researching a little bit about how he can do that, and is there anything that he can use to sever immortality. Started to find something out about a mortal blade. So just wait for Kuro to walk over there. He talks about Ishin Ashina, which is just over here. So he tells us to go and talk to Ishin. He's just chilling in his tower, drinking some sake, like a true warlord. Here he is.
About the divine heir's life. Yes? There is something out there.
Before sake, you earned it.
There we go, he gives us the sake.
My grandson, you did well to put a stop to that for me. You have my thanks.
I merely followed the code.
He talks here about Genichiro being his grandson,
The iron
Ishin's grandson.
I see. That boy he found during the rebellion.
Yes.
Then you're trapped. Don't you think? Sekiro.
He also says, don't you think Sekiro? So the only person that's called us Sekiro before this point is the guy that gave us the name, which was the guy in the Tengu mask, so that shows us that that person is Ishin, hidden in his Tengu mask. So here we talk about immortal severance, and we talk about the mortal blade, and how it can sever immortality. There we go, and then we get that information and we leave him to enjoy his sake in peace up in his tower. Then we need to go back to where Kuro was and kind of give that information to Kuro and talk to Emma a little bit as well. Let's go do that. We also picked up a key item in a previous episode, which was called a Sakura Droplet. And we'll give that to Kuro in just a second.
I'm not sure. Did you ask Lord Kuro?
I did. We've decided.
So here they're just talking about what Kuro thinks, and essentially Kuro wanting to sever immortality. Emma's like, sounds good. We've got a key item here, Gunfort Shrine Key, so grab that, it's quite important.
I have it. I did.
Let's go over here. So Kuro is kind of chilling in the library, trying to find some information.
My lord.
This is the Sakura Droplet that we got from that memory from Hirata Estate, so we give the Sakura Droplet.
Of course. Lord Takeru's dragon blood lives on with you.
Which is an extra resurrection node. We can't actually see the nodes at the minute because we've not actually died. But what I'll do is we'll take a death on purpose so I can show you the nodes.
My lord.
And there we go, we got the additional resurrective power granted. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So we now have that.
What is
Kuro has also found some information about a flower,
Yes.
the fountainhead aroma. He talks about something that appears next to the entrance to the divine realm.
I must ascertain.
He asks us to investigate that. So that's all that for now. And next we need to actually head to Senpou Temple. Let's go do that. So we can do that by either using the idols to kind of like teleport to the front of Ashina Castle. Or we could just jump down. Make sure to grab that grapple there, otherwise you're going to hurt your legs. So this is the way to Senpou Temple. It's actually a pretty good area in here that we can take a death on purpose. I'll do that. You can sometimes get a stealth kill on that enemy if you're fast enough, which we didn't get. That's fine. I'm going to use Whirlwind Slash for these dogs. There's one more. There we go. Usually quite good against those. You can actually fight that guy if you want to. Feel free to fight him. Or you can just get out of here and take a rest. Just rest at this statue here, then it just resets the enemy position, so you don't have to worry about any of that sort of stuff anymore. If you do find a dog is chasing you or something like that, you can actually fight through here. Sometimes get the dogs stuck on the front of this tent. You can actually just attack them through the tent, and you can't hurt this vendor either, so don't worry too much about that. If we are going to take a death on purpose, then we need to spend some stuff so that we don't lose it. Basically, what happens with that is you lose half your sen and you lose half your skill points as well. So what we'll do is, it's got a prayer bead, which is quite useful, so we need to grab that. So let's sell. We've got a bulging coin purse, sell that for 1,000. Then we can buy the prayer bead. And what we'll do is just buy some other stuff. So we get rid of our sen. And we also need to use our skill points, so we don't lose those on death as well. So for this one, we'll go... What should we go for? Some shinobi skills here, I think. I've got one more, maybe... We'll do. So we've spent the sen and the skill points, which is what we are aiming to do there. So if we go and take this death, then we should be able to see the resurrection nodes, and we can talk about those for a second. I'm going to grab this bad boy, get this oil, There's a little cheeky path down here, so this is where we're going to go. We're not actually going to fight this mini-boss at this time, because this mini-boss will absolutely annihilate us. Definitely need some upgrades and stuff before this mini-boss. So if you want to fight this boss at this point, feel free to. It's entirely up to you, but I'm going to stand here and take the deaths on purpose. That's the first one. But as we know, shadows die twice. So this is where we find out that Kuro has essentially blessed us with that power. This is what we originally got on that memory from Arata Estate from earlier. So you can choose to die or resurrect. This is on a timer, so make sure to press resurrect in time. So what you'll see, it mentions here about killing enemies restores additional charges. I'll explain that more in just a second. But you'll notice that we can't resurrect anymore. It's got like a black line through the resurrection nodes now, which means the next death that we take is final death. So let's get that. There we go. That's the final death. So what you'll notice now, you'll see the nodes. So if a node is full, it'll be like completely pink. And this talks about loss upon death as well. That's what I mentioned earlier. Basically, you get half sen and half skill points as well. But there is a chance that it can not be halved. You get like I think it's a 30% chance to not lose anything, but we did there. So yeah, there's the nodes in the bottom left. You got the pink one that is full. That means we can resurrect one time, and we've got that additional node from the Sakura Droplet that we gave to Kuro. So we have 3 nodes in total down there. And basically, if you wanted to fill those up, you've got a few different things that you can do. You can use things like the Dragon's Blood Droplet and the Jizu statue. So I believe the Jizu statue restores 1 full node. The dragon's droplet gives it put a quarter on there. So you can see that it's gone up a bit on one of those nodes. You also get more by killing stuff. So for example, if you kill random stuff, you'll see like a pink sort of energy go into the node, if that makes sense. So I wonder if we can kill some more of these things. Not so much there, but you get the idea. Basically, you kill stuff and then it kind of... What's that pink energy into the node? And it fills it back up, so that's kind of how you get the resurrection power back here.
What are you perhaps?
That's right.
I thought. Might you be willing to take I am Dojin?
Dojin?
With the preparation, I'll get to the point, my dear. This is a letter I received.
This is a guy who's doing some dodgy dealings in this abandoned dungeon here. So we just talk to him for now. There's also, I think there's a letter or something in here that you can grab if you want to. So that's that. We can make our way through the dungeon over to the Senpou temple itself. And idle here and rest. With the Jizu statues as well, there's not really many of those. So I would hang on to them if you can do, and like only use those in dire situations, like really bad situations. Also got access to a ninjutsu here, so I can show you that. It uses, I think it's 6 spirit emblems it uses. Press RB and RB again to activate it. Looks like a cloud of smoke, so you can get like multiple death blows back to back. There we go. So just swim on through. We don't have the ability to go underwater just yet. You can just skip past these enemies here. They don't really chase you. They stop chasing you at the door, basically, so just ignore them. I don't think the guards are very dedicated to their guard post duty. As soon as we get past the door, it's like, nah. So pull this lever, get a close up on Sakura's face. There it is. That is indeed face. So we hear a voice here that's kind of saying, don't go to Senpou Temple. The monks have kind of strayed from their path. Grab this idol here, rest up. That should be fine for now. So as you start to walk forward, the voice says you've decided to continue. We will pray for your safety. That voice is someone that is talking to us. They are currently at the top of Senpou Temple. So we'll meet those quite soon. So a few things that we can do in this area. Just got some sugars from the side of the door there. We've got an NPC here. I'll talk to this NPC. Ask why he's crying. Says everyone's gone. His head hurts. Talks about a pure white flower. This NPC, you'll notice, looks quite big and strong as well. And there was a merchant before who was looking for someone that was big and strong. Maybe we can make something happen there. These are the monks here, the monks that have kind of strayed from their monk ways at Senpou Temple. What I'm going to do here before we go forward is pop a few of these balloons. I can show you some of the stuff here. Got a wealth balloon, a item drop balloon. I'll also use a soul balloon as well. So you can put all 3 of those, and it should give us slightly better sen, slightly better materials for these kills, and slightly better resurrection powers in the node. With like each item accordingly. So you can get a bit of like node power from that. You can get some slightly extra sen, slightly extra material drops as well. We're going to be using blood smoke here, the ninjutsu. So you can kill one, kill a second one, blood smoke again. This one doesn't need a blood smoke, I don't think. Oh, so we can take those out. You'll notice they're dropping sugars and stuff. This is the sort of home of the sugars, I suppose. This is guys that dish out the sugars. Can't use blood smoke anymore. We've not got enough to use it again. So I'm just going to essentially take advantage of all that and nick all the items and stuff like that. Coin purse up there. These monks can be a bit spicy because they've got like a very different fighting style to what you might be used to at this point. Technically don't really need to fight these at all. And in a lot of the cases it's more hassle to fight them than it is to just go past them. There's a few items and stuff around here. There's not really many insanely important stuff just on this hill, but there is a few bits and bobs kind of like dropped around. So as you can see, we're getting slightly better item drops, slightly better sen, and slightly increased resurrection nodes in there as well. Got 2 balloons there. And like I mentioned, just random items kind of dropped here and there around here. There's a bit of a dark story in terms of the story and the lore in this area. You'll notice these bodies kind of littered around this mountain all over the place. And this is the doings of these monks, essentially. So these monks have decided to try and figure out how to live forever. And to do that, they're trying to create a essentially like a fake divine heir. They're trying to create a duplicate divine heir. See some more just here as well. They're trying to create a divine child of rejuvenation, so they can use that child to get the power that we have. You see, they also use sugars when they start the fight. These are the guys that kind of make the sugars and dish them out to everyone around Ashina. A lot of the time when fighting them, I'm just basically attacking, and their posture is getting absolutely destroyed. So just full-on attacking is usually all right there. I don't think there's too much more really around this area. Heavy coin purse. So yeah, other than that, let's push on up. The things we can grab in this area as well. Once again, if you want to, you can pop a balloon, because there's not really many chances to really use these balloons, to be fair. So you might as well pop them. You want to get some extra sen and item drops. Got some spirit emblems here, so I'm going to go and specifically get the one in the middle. So I can use blood smoke. And once again, you don't really need to kill all these. I'm probably not going to kill all of them, but it's quite important to grab this item just here, but move out of the way afterwards. It's a gourd seed. Watch out for the enemy there. There's some upgrade material behind there as well. But definitely make sure to grab that gourd seed. That's really important there. Just in front of the altar. We've got Goken Sugar for the posture. Ceramic Shard, not really too important. Balloon just over there. This person talks about a snake or a serpent over the cliff, pointing at a place over there that we can see something in the distance. Just ignore that for now. Not too much in this area. Once again, you can just a bunch of loot and enemies and stuff if you want to clear it out and grab the stuff that's lying around. Got another child here. Basically, this is the failed experiments here. So the monks have been, trying to create this this fake child, or this divine child of rejuvenation, and pretty much every single one of these is a failed attempt at trying to make the divine child. But did they succeed? Did they succeed in the end? That is the question. That is the question. Okay, so like I say, it's just kind of a case of running around and clearing out the area really here. Nothing too crazy. These enemies are quite spicy to fight, so don't feel like you have to fight them. I might not. Probably going to be more hassle than it's worth, I think so. Some Ungo Sugar there. Some more bodies. This place is savage. So that's kind of all there is around this area for now. But we do have to come back here a little bit later and go up there. But for now, we'll leave this place. I love how beautiful this place is as well. This is my favourite area in the game. The Senpou Temple. And this mountain that we have to climb. It's just a really beautiful area. Maybe apart from all the failed experiments. But yeah, the way this place looks is really cool. So other than that, we're going to push on forward. We've got a key item coming on up. We're going to use on the NPC that we spoke to down at the bottom of the mountain. Rest up here. A couple of bits and bobs to grab, and we've got a mini boss coming on up very soon as well. So you can jump on down here. I think that's just a shard or something random like that. It is indeed a shard. Got an vendor here. So really, really important item here. So make sure to have at least one of these persimmons. I'd probably just keep two just to be safe. So definitely buy these persimmons and don't use them. Just buy them and keep them, because we 100% need those for some of the endings and some of the things that will happen later on in the game. So make sure to keep your hands on those. Other than that, there's not too much here. It's worth mentioning here with the coin purses, a little tactic that you can kind of do with these coin purses. You'll notice that we can buy a bulging coin purse for 1,100, but when we sell it for 1,000. So what you can do with a tactic there is you can actually buy the coin purses at a slightly increased price, and then what that means is if you die loads of times, or you die and you like lose all your sen, it's kind of a safe way of keeping hold of your sen. Then you can sell these again at a time when you need to like actually use the sen, if that makes any sense. So just keep hold of those and sell those further down the line. Anyway, for now I'm going to buy maybe a couple of echoes. How many we got? 5 in storage. I had 2 echoes there as well. Echoes are usually quite useful. In fact, I'm going to go for the last one as well. I'm going to grab all of those. And that's it for now from him. So the echoes and the persimmons as well. So Homeward Idol and Last Communed Idol. That's pretty much just at the top of that cliff bit that we just jumped down from. So we've got a key item coming up in just a second as well. So we're going to grab this key item. And we also have a boss. Have a look if we've got any gourd seeds. We have got a gourd seed. So what we'll do is grab the key item and we'll do that quest, that sort of side quest with the NPC first. Before taking on this. Mini boss. On that bit there, just jump on up, really climb the cliffs. Jump on up. And the key item is just over here, so just hang a left and grab this. This is the red and white pinwheel. Found about halfway up Mount Congo. The red and white pinwheels simply spin round and round. Everyone is right here, it says. So we've got a little bit of stuff that we can check out over there. But for now, we're going to go and return this to the NPC. In fact, I might check out this path in first of all. I believe this path in around here kind of leads us to an area that we went to earlier in the game. Or an early game area as such. Let's go do that. It's going to be a bit of a spicy jump. There we go. There we go, we got there. Make sure to, I was basically spamming X on the way down there. Make sure that you grab the ledge. I don't think there's anything too crazy over this area as such. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I definitely did not mean to do that either. So I guess we'll use the... obviously I did that on purpose, actually. Did that on purpose. That's what I meant to say. So I can show you the antidote powder in action there. So yeah, if you do get a poison or whatever, just use the relevant powder or medicine kind of thing. Moving forward. So we jump on up. Got a white pinwheel here as well. A small pinwheel made of white paper found below a cliff at Mount Congo. So grab that. If memory serves, there is a shortcut up here. I believe it leads us to an area where something called the Demon Bell is. Heavy coin purse comes in useful. Monkey booze, alcohol created by dew poured in a hollow tree. Some more booze. Maybe Ishin would appreciate that. So here you can take off the lock on the door. There's like a little shortcut into an area. We haven't technically been here yet on the walkthrough, and we don't really need to be around this area, to be fair, at this point, but grab the bits and bobs that are lying around. There might be an extra item kind of knocking around here, but I don't think there is. We've got our friends the lizards. So yeah, this is an area that we don't really need to be in just yet. We'll get the idol, however, so we can use that as a teleport point a little bit later. And this is the demon bell behind us. So essentially, ringing that kind of like pumps up the difficulty of the game. You're supposed to get slightly better drops and slightly better material drops and things like that. It will crank up the difficulty if you do ring that bell. So options there if you want it. So we're going to go and talk to the NPC, the one that we need to do for the quest line, which was just here. I picked up a key item a little bit earlier, which was the red and white pinwheel. If we just jump to our side, talk to him. So essentially here, there's a couple of different things that we can do. There's a bunch of options. We've got red and white, and we also have white. So with red and white, what we'll be able to do is choose to send him to two different places. One is particularly quite evil, which is we can send him to the dungeons for him to become an experiment. That's via the red and white pinwheel. And another one via the red and white is to send him to the merchant that we spoke to earlier. We've also got the option to give him the white pinwheel, and with this one we'll then have to use a shinobi prosthetic on him, which I believe is called the Divine Abduction, which we don't have at this moment in time, which will then transport him up to a secret place at the top of the mountain, which essentially grants him his wish. But we're going to choose to use red and white.
Is this what you're looking for?
I'm looking.
And we're also going to choose to send him to the merchant as well.
Yes.
There is a couple of different options there. You can choose which one that you want to do. So we're going to suggest a travel destination. So again, you can choose dungeon or the peddler. We're going to choose the peddler.
There's a peddler named Anayama near Ashina Castle.
And we're going to go down that route.
I mean, if everyone... All right.
You should.
There we go. So that's done that. And like I mentioned, there is a way you can use the white pinwheel, and that sends him to like a hidden realm. And we are going to be heading towards the hidden realm at the top of this mountain. So that's where he will be later on if you use the white one. So for now, I think we've got a mini boss coming on up. Let's go and take care of that mini boss. So we're going to go to here. Don't forget you've also got a gourd seed as well. I think you... Let's double check if we have that gourd seed. I think we do. Somewhere. Yeah, we do. But if you want to go and use that for an extra healing flask for this boss fight, then feel free to go and do that. But I'm just going to push on for now and just get this boss smashed out of the way. So for this one is all about posture. We're going to use Gokan's sugar for this one. Perhaps a divine confetti as well. But essentially for this, I'm going to put Ichimonji on as well. Yeah, essentially for this, it's all about perfect parries. You can't actually kill this boss. The by just a standard death blow. You have to do a death blow and then kick him off the side of the bridge, make him fall off. That's the only way to defeat this boss. So use Goken's sugar. Carry counter there. He's trying to angle it as well, so it kind of pushes him towards the... there he goes with this Roberto. He's gone. He's gone. So yeah, just make sure to sort of like kick him towards one of the ledges there as well. Acquired a skill, latent skill, that recovers posture upon performing a successful death blow. Sounds good to me. So once we've done that, just head towards the end of the bridge. Grab this sculptor's idol. Rest on there. And I think for this episode here, we shall wrap this one up. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.